Policies that thank you, sir. So we'll take this first and second.
Thank you very much. I particularly like the question from, I'm so sorry I didn't get your name, regarding the retail map. That's why I was holding on to come. Head of Business Services. It's a fantastic point you made, and I know that as far as LAMATA is concerned, it's one of the things we're looking at, because we want to be certain that we don't flood the station with one set of vendors and we are lacking in another set of vendors. So we have been collating interest with the viewpoint to looking at it and being strategic in the way that we give out our retail units. I just want Head of Business Services, the Head of Business Development to speak to them.
Thank you, ma'am. In respect of retail services, we have some criteria that we dish out for those who are interested. Once we have your expression of interest criteria, we need to meet. Typically, because we're a government agency, we try as much as possible to avoid any form of competition and clash of interest. But our rules, our terms and conditions are stated before we engage. There is what we call the invitation to treat, which helps you to get the information right. So if you're interested, please see me at time.
Okay, so we're going to talk about buses, and thank you so much. Yet again, I am so sorry. I just didn't get the name. With regard to bus services, we wrote there that we have a bus reform initiative that LAMATA is rolling out. And that means we have a hierarchy of buses. We have the high capacity buses, and then we have the small capacity buses that are doing our first and last mile buses. With regard to our high capacity buses, if you know what has happened in Lagos, the fact that, or in Nigeria, diesel went from, when we started, it went from 170, 180, we went as high as 840. And we have settled, well, maybe hopefully not settled. We're around 600, 630 if you're unlucky. If you're really fortunate, you are looking at 590. So there's still a lot of challenges in the fueling of the buses that we have, and we have identified something. The reason we had a problem was because we were mono-fueled. We had one type of fueling system for our buses, and that really put us in a logjam. At LAMATA, we are good at looking at our back in order to look at our future. So that's one of the reasons why we've said, as a regulatory body, we would encourage all of our operators who will procure rolling stock to ensure that they do not procure just diesel. So we've said here today that the vision of Lagos is to have circa 15,000 high capacity buses, and that's where we're headed. And that's why we're doing all this it's not hassle, the work of ensuring that the informal sector come and work with us. What we see is that we will have options of different ways, modes of travel. Water will work, rail will work, buses will work. Bearing in mind from what CIPD said, Corporate Investment and Planning said, we're expecting to have about, in 2032, we're expecting 40 million trips a day. even in the 5 years, so a short term or medium term as we're looking at it, we're hoping or we think we will get to 30 million trips a day. And to do that, we have looked at what we need in terms of public transportation system. And that's how we came up with the number of 15,000 buses. Now for us, we also said that today we are piloting electric buses, and we're also piloting CNG buses. We're talking to business people who are interested in providing gas. We're also talking to business people who are interested in providing electricity. So what I want you guys to do is to look beyond the words that we've spoken here. Look around the value chain that will support the businesses that we're speaking about. So today, there are people who have come to us, and I know we're speaking to Axela, I think, regarding gas. Now, if I look at us and say, in the next 2 years, I have 4,000 CNG buses. They have to be fueled somehow. So it's not just the buses we must be thinking about, it must also be all what we require to ensure that those buses function. So you asked a question about CNG availability, and that's the answer. I am open to conversations. I'm open to people who want to do that business. We're currently today discussing with 2 businesses about providing CNG for our buses. So we're looking forward. We are currently piloting 10 CNG buses in Lagos, and we're using that pilot to determine the operational costs so we can understand how financially viable it will be. So when you come and talk to us, we also will have something to say to you. We hope that you yourselves will do your homework, and we will do our homework so that when we're at the table, we're negotiating based on something. And it's the same way with regard to the electric buses. You would have heard all over the news, we had Wando, we had an MOU with Wando. This had been going on for over a year before it broke news. Now, LAMATA, we do business, but we do business very quietly. And it's one of the reasons why we did this today. A lot of people come to us and we just work. So we thought, you know what, let's put our business out there and let people know that LAMATA is open for business. Wando, we've been talking to Wando for over a year. We've done a feasibility study with the World Bank with regards to the viability of electric buses. The result of that feasibility study is out now. The final report will be given to us in the next week or so. So we have been doing the work on that ground, and we know what we want. Wando primarily are interested in providing charging points. And we have 2 other companies that have come to us, and we are talking to them with the possibility of providing charging points for us. So there's a lot that I really want you to look. I want you to look beyond what you're saying and think about all of the things that make it possible for us to do our business. So I'm just saying here that we're open to conversations, but those conversations will not start today. Those conversations have started well over a year ago, and we're heading in a certain direction. In the right direction. Yes. Strategic master plan and concerning what policy we have for lifestyle. So the strategic master plan looks at the needs of a city from a perspective of transportation. So you look at it from the perspective of how your people are located, how they go to work, how they go to play, how they go to school, and all of those things. And that determines the movement that you expect to have. What we also do with our strategic master plan is that we update it. So our strategic master plan is not a static document. As of this year, we are up to 2032, am I correct? And we are heading towards, we're actually updating it this year to 2040, 48. So for us, it is that updating, constant updating of the strategic transport master plan that deals with responding to the city dynamics or the state dynamics, the things that happen in the state. We take it into cognizance and we update the transport master plan. So if today we have 6 rail lines and 1 monorail, If that update looks at the demography of Lagos and decides that actually we're going to need some more, then it will be picked up within the strategic transport master plan update. And that is what we do in that regard. Now, you asked a question regarding long-term policy and our collaboration with the universities in Nigeria. I would be glad to say that LAMATA was instrumental in the forming of the creation of the School of Transportation and Logistics in LASU. So we recognize the fact that we are starting. This was when Governor Fashola was governor. So we're looking at nearly 12, 15 years ago. The states recognize that we're starting to get deliberate and strategic about transportation, and we need to have the experts that will come from within our own people, or within our own children in particular. So that School of Transportation was actually launched, or was actually created, and at the time, the MD of LAMATA, who was Dr. Moberela, a seasoned economist and economic transport planner, used to go and lecture them. Dr. Fred, who we now know, the immediate past commissioner, also was mandated to go and lecture there. So the position is, as LAMATA, we work very closely with LASU. We also work very closely with the University of Lagos. University of Lagos, they're very strategic in some of the studies that we carry out, and they work with us. In our opinion, that is the way that we ensure that we have collaboration with our universities, and we also groom our children such that when they come out, they will be able to find a place to walk into work. So yearly, we take a number of students from LASU, from their school, and we take a number of students from University of Lagos. Obviously, we also take students from other universities, but we're very particular about the ones from Lagos because it will be easy for us. So that's the sort of collaboration that we have, and we will continue to have with our tertiary institutions. Thank you.
Thank you, Engineer Mrs. McKay. So we can take a few more questions. We have a few more minutes for these sessions. Do you have any other questions? Okay. 2 hands at the back. So let's take them in this session. Thank you. So, transition